What's going up, everyone? If you are watching on the video pod, you can notice I'm trying to get a little studio set up in Mi Casa. Oh my God, why am I saying stuff in Spanish on an Italian podcast? We will absolutely never know. Just double checking that in English. Okay, so this is what Google Translate says is house in Italian.
Abitazione.
Abitazione. I feel like that's not right. Google Translate sucks, by the way. It'll lie to you. It will tell you the wrong things to say. My mom hates it. She says everything it says it's wrong. So we're going to Google how to say house in Italian. Yeah, it says casa. Let's Google Translate again. See, Google Translate on the app and on Google are different. So we're going to keep going with that. La casa abitazione dwelling residence. Let's stay with La Casa. So setting up the new studio in La Casa, as you can see right here, got a Christmas tree. No lights on it. Well, we got a tree with no lights, but it's all good. We got the sign right there until we get a new sign. That actually came from Jupiter, Florida. Shout out to Jerry Soma and the Florida Italian festivals. Everyone that works on that. We had such a great time in Florida. That's why there's been a little bit of a hiatus for the podcast. Haven't done an episode in a couple weeks. I'm just trying to get my bearings back from the festival season. It seems like it's never ending. So let's give a recap of the summer. We went to Newton, Massachusetts. We went to Nonanthum. We hang out with all the Jivels and the mushes that out in Nonanthum. Shout out to Eric Busa and all the guys out in Nonanthum. Those guys are great. That was one of I think the best places that I went. My favorite place that I went to, like in terms of just traveling to and hanging out. And then we fucked up and we went to Youngstown, Ohio. Never going to do that again. And then we went to the Lewis Art Festival. Had a great time at the art festival. And then we went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Had a great time in Pittsburgh, except our radiator blew, which is okay because we fixed it in the hotel parking lot. Of course, it's a joke. And then the week after that, we went to Boston at the St. Anthony's, and that was a banger of a freaking festival. Holy crap. I think we've talked about that on the podcast anyways. And then I think that was supposed to be the end of it. Yeah, that was supposed to be the end of it. And then we're like, oh, go to Columbus, Ohio. It'll be a good little nice little PD. And Columbus showed up. I don't know if we talked about Columbus on the podcast, but they showed up. We did great in Columbus. It was awesome. And then I came back to New York and I was like, all right, we're done. It's like it's holiday season. Let's focus on the online store. Let's focus on content. And then I'd already said no to Jerry at this point. And I was going to have Jerry on the podcast to pump up the festival because I felt bad for not going or saying I'm not going. And then I emailed him to set up the podcast and he goes, listen, this year's going to be very special. You got to come out. And I go, you know what? We're coming out. And so we came out to Jupiter, Florida for the Italian festival there. And boy, was it awesome. First, I was downtown Abacoa. You know what? I spent a whole freaking 4 or 5 days there. And I don't know how to pronounce the actual little section you were in. See, I typed in Abacoa. Okay, sorry. Shut up. Abacoa, Florida? Abacoa. ABACOA. Okay, this lady's a real estate agent. Wolfie of real estate.
Welcome to Abacoa.
I said it right. Abacoa. Abacoa was right. I said it right. I was saying it right the whole time. Let's go. All right, so we were in Abacoa, downtown Abacoa, and it was gorgeous. The weather was great. It was warm. It's like you left, like it was just starting to get cold in New York. And we're like, boom, see ya. We was just about I put on a jacket before I left, I think. And it was just like, all right, we're leaving 50, 40s, 50s, and we're going to get into the 80s in Florida. And who doesn't love October and November in Florida? If you don't think October and November in Florida are the two, or like October especially, if you've ever been to Florida in October, it's the best weather ever. That's why one day Wooden Spoon's gonna be based out of Florida. I'm saying it now. Saying it now, the Wooden Spoon's gonna be based out of Florida. Anyways, I didn't want to put any more miles on my car because if you guys have listened to the podcast for a very long time, you know my Cadillac was from Naples, Florida. Drove it back here. I've been driving it all over the place to Pittsburgh, where the radiator blew, but we fixed it. It's all good. To New York City, but to Buffalo, to Columbus, and back. And we're like, we can't put another almost 3,000 miles on this thing. So you know what we did? It was the smartest idea ever. Actually, this is a great story because I was making a vlog and then I gave up on the vlog. So you guys aren't going to see a vlog for Jupiter. So this is going to be the story. So we rented a Toyota Sienna from Budget. Oh my god, I've got actually clips of this. I'll put the clips in the podcast here so you guys can watch it, or maybe I'll just make it a social clip too. But okay, so I went with my dad and we were like just alternating driving. We made it there and back in one shot. We never stopped besides for gas and food. But so we're driving and I just taken over for my first shift. So he drove from Buffalo to Edinburgh, Pennsylvania, and I drove like from Edinburgh into West Virginia, so through Pittsburgh. And right after Pittsburgh, before West Virginia, there was like construction on the road, and they had like the tall, skinny cones, right? The tall, skinny cones. Oh my god, I totally forgot to be time stamping this. So we have the long, skinny cones, and it seems like they get closer and closer. He's gonna deny that they even got past the middle, but they were like past the middle of the road, and we're in a Toyota Sienna, so it's a little bit bigger of what I'm used to driving. And I bam, fucking hit a cone. And my dad woke up from a dead sleep. He goes, "What was that?" I go, "I think I nicked a cone. I think I hit the rear, it hit the side view mirror on the passenger side." And the mirror was still there. I go, "All right, the mirror's there. We're fine. We're fine." And he goes, "Jesus, you woke up." I go, "They were like, it like moved." He goes, "Yeah, it fucking moved, right?" So we stop in West Virginia. I go inside to go to the bathroom, and he comes out. He's on the phone. He goes, "Look what you did, you fucking jackass." I look, and the fucking back of the mirror is gone. I hit a traffic cone on the side of the road, and this happened. I just fucking blasted the fucking mirror. Oh my god. It's nowhere to be found. The back of the mirror is vanished. It was just like the back cover, but it's gone. I go, holy shit, Budget's going to kill us. And this is going to be like, there, I might as well not even go to the festival because I'm not going to make any money. I've never been like dinged for an extra fee by a rental car place, but I assume it's not cheap. I assume if you give them their car back with half a mirror, they're going to be like, that's $1,000. And I was like, whatever, which is understandable because you got labor, materials, paint, if it's not the right thing. So we're like, all right, screw it. And also the thing was great on gas. It was a hybrid. It was getting way better gas mileage than the Caddy, and it fit all the stuff easily because it got shit like this tree in there too. So so the mirrors vanished. So anyways, we get into town. We're just hanging out at the hotel. It's sunny. I'm in the pool. Dude, I was swimming and everybody back home were bundled up in coats. It hasn't snowed yet. So I was swimming in the hot tub, working out. It was great. We just had a nice, relaxing Thursday. Got dinner with my friend Austin Giorgio, who's also a friend of the Wooden Spoon and the podcast. Good friend, Rochester, Western New York native, as am I. We got to hang out with Austin basically the whole festival. We hung out at the tent on Friday where these students from FAU, Florida Atlantic, were there giving me problems. And this one girl wanted a discount on a hoodie, and Austin and I were just messing with her the whole time. It was great. It was fun, man. But Friday it rained a little bit, and it was like, oh my god, we barely did any sales. And then somebody told us, for like, somebody, like, because a lot of people are New Yorkers in Florida too. Like, this is just Florida. Like, they just predict rain and they don't show up. Watch tomorrow, and boy, did tomorrow. It was full sun. People came out in droves. It was great. Also, shout out to Plant Based Mafia. It's an Italian restaurant in that part of Florida, and my boy Cappy and I met the owners there. They run it, and it's it's no meat. There's no meat. They only serve vegetarian food, but it's like Italian food too. So they got like meatballs, sausage, peppers, and it's not real meat. And then they gave me a chicken sandwich and it was delicious. I was like, "You're telling me this isn't chicken?" And they're like, "No, there's not chicken." It was delicious. I think it's still fried. That's why it tastes good. But man, I could get on the vegetarian train if they were cooking every day. So that was great. Did a lot of great sales, sold out of basically everything. Yeah, like almost sold out of ornaments, spoons, t-shirts, hoodies. Definitely sold out of spaghetti hoodies. You guys love the spaghetti hoodies, which is great. You could also get them. Oh, speaking of, I guess we'll transition to an ad for myself because we don't have any sponsors to the podcast yet. The Black Friday and Cyber Monday and the whole weekend sales are live on the woodenspoonstore.com. Now listen carefully. These are the sales. There's an automatic discount if you buy custom spoons or engraved spoons. You get buy one, get one half off. So that means it's $19.99 for a custom spoon. If you want a second custom spoon, that one's going to be $9.99. So it's buy one, get one half off. Same thing with the engraved spoon. So if you want an Italian spoon, that's $9.99. If you want a second Italian spoon, it's $4.99. So $15 gets you two spoons. It's a great deal. Ornament, and that's automatic applied at checkout from now until 12 or 11:59 on Cyber Monday. Second, if you use code ornament at checkout, buy one get one free Christmas ornaments. Boom, that's a great deal. And then if you guys don't want ornaments or spoons, you like the merch, like this amazing Dominic the Donkey long sleeve shirt. I wear this all season long. If you use code Black Friday, 20% off your entire purchase if you don't want to order spoons or ornaments. So those are the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. They're great deals. Go to the woodenspoonstore.com right now and check them out. So back into the story. Okay, so now let's get back to the Toyota Sienna and the missing mirror. So I think it was so we needed to like fix this mirror. My dad, obviously, he's good at fixing shit because installed a whole new radiator in my Cadillac in the parking lot in Pittsburgh. So it's like, oh, okay, just replacing the back cover of a mirror, he could do that with his eyes closed. So it's just finding the part is the hard part because we know if we take it back, they're going to charge me up the ass for the part, the labor, the paint, all that like that. So shout out to Toyota of West Palm Beach for having the cover, having the exact color of the cover. It just snapped right on. It cost me $70. So woohoo, let's go West Palm Beach Toyota. And we drove it back to budget and hands are clean. So that's great. That's really great. So made it back from Florida. And yeah, so that's kind of why we haven't been podcasting lately. I'm just trying to get organized and the Wooden Spoon store's been blowing up. We just did the ornament giveaway, which was great. We're going to do a couple giveaways too into summer for the holiday season. Maybe we'll give away a Dominic Donkey hoodie. Maybe some more ornaments or some spoons. It's great like that. So yeah, you just staying busy. Staying busy. I love this time. Besides the weather, I love this time of year. We actually just shot some content in the Bronx. What was I even up there for? I was just up there hanging out, and we shot some content in the Bronx. We went to Tino's Deli on Oth Avenue and Chirini's Coffee and Gifts, and maybe we'll shoot some more content up there. Supposed to go to Gino's pastry shop, but the Bronx is cool too. It's like it is the real Little Italy, man. It's like you feel like it's so Italian besides like all the crazy crackheads around there. But that's New York City in general, it's the crazy crackheads. But yeah, that was a blast. Got some so all the little shops, it's like flashbacks to my childhood because I grew up in Niagara Falls. And my nonna was off the boat and we lived with her for a really long time. And there's just like little things you don't realize are Italian like like she had these kitchen knives and she just like they look like one-offs, like different color handles. So I go into Chirini's Gifts and I go, holy shit, those are the kitchen knives we had. Like, is that I didn't know that was like an Italian thing. And then you see like the Baji Perugina and the Gianduja chocolates, and it's like I haven't seen this shit since I was a little kid. And it's like, holy crap. So we're gonna do I think some videos on like throwback snacks and stuff. Like I just found because I couldn't find plasma cookies back home too, back in Buffalo. So They're like everywhere here. Go to Averone and stuff, get plasma cake. So we're doing to do like an Italian snack. So comment on the video what are your like favorite like Italian snacks and stuff growing up were. But other than that, that kind of brings us up to speed on the Wooden Spoon Media. And there's some topics I want to cover. So if you guys follow, I think the Italian American podcast for sure. Those guys are the best. We had John on the podcast recently. But all Italian American issues. Kathy Hochul. I hate getting political on this podcast, but I love getting political on this podcast. So Kathy Hochul, she decided to try so Dolores Alfieri, she's also I think the host of the Italian American podcast, but she's the she is in a position with as the director of Italian American affairs in New York State. So obviously there's more Italian Americans in New York State than anywhere else in the country. So it's the largest, one of the largest ethnic groups, if not the largest ethnic group. It says here in the statement from Italian American, follow Italian American on Instagram to check everything out. They were eliminating, she said they were eliminating the role, but then she started to cause like a thing like, why are you eliminating this position? It's an important position to Italian Americans, which totally right. And then I guess Kathy Hochul like backtracked and it's like, no, we're just gonna find a new person instead of you. Just fired her like out of nowhere. They claim they're never eliminating the role, but merely replacing Dolores. That's not what she was told at the get-go, though. Italian Americans being up 15% in New York State. It is the largest ethnic group in New York. New York is built and shaped by Italians. This is all coming from the Post. From its culture to its energy to its food, and we're still here. Yes, we are. Do I get super political? Oh, fuck you, Kathy Hochul. That's me getting political. I'm sorry. But it's like, really? Just out of nowhere, like, oh, I'm governor now. I'm going to go on a power trip and just start nixing shit. Guess what? Nix taxes first. Nix taxes. Instead of getting rid of Italian American affairs, nix taxes because they got you too high. That's why we're going to Florida. It's like, okay, Florida might not have everything New York has. Maybe New York's got some better food, the pizza, the bread, the bake, everything like that. So maybe it's like if you're on the edge of like New York and Florida and it's like, the only reason is like sometimes it's money. It's like, guess what? Florida's way better with that. It's so much cheaper to live in Florida. Taxes are so much better. And the fucking weather. Who doesn't want to live in Florida? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm there for the second I can. Second I'm see ya. Boom. Florida. We're gonna buy a house. Maybe we should make a content house in Florida. But anyways, because of this uproar, this is the other issue I want to get into. I guess there's this show on Showtime called Desus and Mero. Desus and Mero on Sundays and Thursdays, and then Showtime. But they did this video. We're gonna pull it up. I'm gonna screen record it on my phone so I could like also share this with you while we're watching it. So just give me a second. And okay.
More goss. Just on this topic, we have some more goss.
Just I don't know what goss is.
Italian goss.
When we do Italian goss, we need a big Italian flag to drop down and like some meatballs and like some Tommy.
Okay, let's pause it there. What the hell is goss? I don't want to look it up right now because it's just gonna waste time, but I don't know what goss is. And guess what? Don't do it. It's stupid. They got the lyrics right.
It's P.O. Local Fire's Italian Americans Affair Director spurring outrage. Local terminated Dolores Alfieri, who was appointed by her predecessor, Andrew Cuomo, liaison. I don't know why I said that. To the Italian American community.
I've never heard someone try harder for a joke than these two guys. They just tried so hard and it didn't hit. It's not funny. If you see some these people, they have people all around them that are just yes men and they just laugh at anything they say like they're celebrities. So they think they're funny and they're not funny at all. So let's keep going.
Liaison. I don't know why I said that. To the Italian American community in 2017. Damn. So it was like, what does she like regulate marinara prices? She's like, gabagool is too damn hot. Okay.
Not funny again.
like regulate marinara prices?
She's like, gabagool is too damn high.
Okay. We're gonna make this a safe neighborhood again, if you know what I mean. Her office on Arthur Avenue.
So Dolores has a podcast.
Ooh, chef's
Italian American podcast.
Italian American.
Yo, I am.
Oh, I didn't even see that part. Wow.
They just acknowledge how cool their logo is. Their Italian American podcast logo is.
American podcast.
That's right, pal.
Sponsored by Prego.
They're not funny. Like, it's not funny at all.
What if it's just a copy of our podcast? Like you're coming to life from
Yo,
Arthur Avenue.
what's good, yo?
It's your girl Dolores.
AKA Young Zeppeli, AKA Gravy God.
Are we gonna play the podcast?
No.
I guess you're gonna be like, yo, fuck Kathy Hochul, bitch.
That's what I said a little bit ago.
That fucking broad fired me for no good reason.
We gotta go on their podcast.
As two
We're Sicilian. We are two Sicilians. You know,
as two members of the Italian community, we would like to have our voices be heard.
the price of tomatoes is too damn high.
Too damn high. Come on. Trying to crush.
That's the only logical thing they said. They are getting expensive tomatoes. You go to the grocery store lately? Jesus. But these guys aren't funny. But tomatoes are getting expensive.
My feet, it's too hard.
It's hosted by
I don't like beefsteak tomatoes.
Dolores Alfieri, Taranto, and Anthony Fasano.
Oh,
That's who run the podcast?
Yeah.
Oof.
oh, okay.
All right.
That sounds like two arresting officers.
All right, Desus and Mero, you guys are not. That was like the most unfunny thing. That's like, because there's some funny like cracks about Italians. There's some really funny Italian jokes. Like all the guy, like whenever it's on Family Guy and stuff, it's fun. Like it's funny. I could take a joke. I could take it. Like anybody should be able to take a joke when it's funny. This is the main thing that we have to get at. Like I don't think I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot for saying this, but whatever. I'm not gonna say it, but I don't think anybody should be offended at jokes when they're funny. That when the gray area gets to when a joke's just blatantly not funny, or if you say it with like absolutely, like I don't think there's anything like racist about what these guys are saying or like prejudice. It's just like not funny. Like just be funny. You're on Showtime. Clearly, you're good at something. It's not telling jokes about Italians, but it's good. That's what I'm like saying. Like if you have a joke and it's funny and like it gets laughs and you don't, they're lighthearted with it, nothing's offensive. But when you just get idiots like this, let's see what they said. Okay, this is what Italian Americans said. In an era of increasing efforts to respect all ethnicities, oh my God, I'm sorry for my little. And as we watch the ways in which tasteless humor and being called into question could the Desus and Mero show and the people at Showtime find any more lowbrow and insulting ways to describe Italian people and culture, particularly when the topic is one that means a lot to many of us. To Desus and Mero, can either of you gentlemen muster the empathy to consider how you might feel if the shoe was on the other foot? As you propose, we would love to welcome you on our show and to discuss why this is not funny, not creative, and not okay. This is 2 minutes that no community but the Italian American community would be subject to without serious or severe reactions and consequences. Yep, somehow we could always be the punchline, and the old disgusting tropes and lazy humor are still allowed when it comes to us. Truly gross, truly disappointing, and truly unacceptable. Very, very well said by at Italian American on Instagram. I'm sure John Viola or one of those guys over there wrote that post, but yeah, very, very, very true. Stand by that 1,000%. Totally stay with you guys. Desus and Mero, have me on your show. Have me on your show, and I'll crack real jokes. You want to hear jokes about Italians? It's got to come from an Italian. Have me on. We'll crack some funny jokes, dude. We'll crack jokes about the wooden spoon. We'll crack a wooden spoon. That's what they need. I'm going to come on their show. I'm going to grab this big guy over there, whack him over the head with the big spoon. So they know, because if that shit went down in my house, if I said some stupid jokes about Italians, my nonna would have smacked me square upside head with whatever was closest. If it's a wooden spoon, whack. If it's a TV remote, whack. If it's a freaking meat mallet, whack over the side of the head. And guess what? I was wrong, not her. She was never wrong. Yeah, but fuck those guys, right? All right. Oh, also, if you're, I should have acknowledged this way earlier in the podcast, but I have an obscene mustache right now. This is the best my mustache has ever looked. I'll come up really close to the camera so you can see it. I even clean shaved around to like really make it pop. So like 2 days ago, this was like just baby's butt, soft and clean. And I FaceTime my mom and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, what I'm going to tell you guys right now, we are raising money for a great cause in Movember. We're raising money for men's health. And because this is the way to do it. This is my mustache. Whenever it comes up in question, like, why the hell do you have a mustache? I say, you know what? I have this mustache because the Wooden Spoon's raising money for men's health with Movember. And it's a great thing. That's why I have an obnoxious mustache. Because people ask me, and that's my answer, because I'm raising money for men's health. And you know what? Because I'm so dedicated to this cause, I never have a mustache outside November. Even though I really like it, I think I rock it. Except my mom said I look like Prince. And that wasn't cool. Or was it? No, I'm sorry, Tom Prince. Jesus. I look like, I might edit that out. I'm going a million miles an hour. I said Prince because I was thinking Queen and Prince in like the same head. She called me Freddie Mercury. My mom said I look like Freddie Mercury. I said, no, I don't. She goes, yes, you do. Because before that, all I heard was like Mario Luigi mustaches. I thought, no, this is just what I would look like if I was a high schooler in the 80s. And she goes, no, you look like Freddie Mercury. I said, Mom, I'm raising money for a good cause. And she hits me with the zinger. She goes, what cause? The AIDS Foundation. Boom. And I was roasted harder than I've ever been roasted my whole life. And there was no comeback for that. And I said, you know what? That was just a good quality roast, Mom. And I appreciate you. And now I know where I get my roasting abilities from. It's my mother. She roasted the shit out of me 400 miles away. But I think that's all she wrote for this episode of the podcast. No guest this week. I kind of want to just hop on and catch up with you guys. Haven't talked in a minute. But yeah, other than that, make sure you go to the woodenspoonstore.com. Use code Black Friday for 20% off. Use code ornament for buy one, get one free ornaments. And then the automatic discount at checkout will be the buy one, get one half off engraved spoons. Also, the big wooden spoons are 20% off. I was just thinking, like, that's a really good deal. It's $40 off. It's a really good deal. It's the best deal ever. But we're going to do some giveaways too in December. So stay on the lookout for that. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be the biggest ask I could give from you guys. We really want to pump up the content. It's coming in droves in 2022. You think me dressing up as Columbus is where it's going to stop? It's where it starts. That's where it starts. So a lot of street interviews coming up. Hopefully we get a couple more days of like some good weather, so I don't have to wait until the new year. But yeah, so just make sure you follow us on all platforms. Comment if you want to just have a special guest on or talk about anything particular. Comment on the video. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Tag us in all your pics of the lasagna and everything like that, the antipasto, all that good stuff. And I want to see what you guys are having. And then if you have any questions about the Black Friday sales, just DM at the Wooden Spoon Media on Instagram. We'll get back to you guys soon. But I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. And ciao.